Greetings, 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 greetings. Yes, man, peace and wellness to you. Well, today I'm coming from the Temple of Hope. Brother Subi, Brother Vegas. Yeah, man, for sure. All right. We should start from 9 o'clock, but we have some challenges. The technical difficulties where them Facebook thing I got sometime. You're trying to get the right connections, so I could as well get access to Vegas page here. But it seems like all is set now. It seems like all is set, and we're positive that we'll have a great show today. I realize that Vegas is sending me some messages as well, but I definitely is on the show already, so there's no way to answer or to listen to them. All right, yeah, man, for sure. I really want to say that, talking from an artist perspective, is not many artists out there that would give another artist or another person access to their page to share the information that a next person have. It's like when I'm doing my live, when I'm doing my live, I always, speak of other, as a herbalist, from a herbalist point of view, I always, speak of other herbalists. I always mention, other herbalists' name, people like Dr. Cash. I always mention people like Elisha, Javal. This is how we stay, because the information is not for one person, and the information is not within one person as well. So this is a great way to do it. Vegas know that me is a person where have a lot of knowledge and words, understanding words, the origin of words, and the meaning behind the word. And also we have knowledge and health as well. Peace and wellness to your Cash. Welcome. See, Dr. Cash, that's the person I'm talking about right there. All right. So, as we said, today we're going to venture into health first, and then we'll mix it, intertwine. Let's have a beautiful show. Sitting in for Vegas, Temple of Hope. I hope to get some good questions, and I'll definitely learn from them as well. Sometimes when people ask us questions, we as man, we always think that we always have to know the answer. No, sometimes we don't know the answers. So when you give us the questions, we go and research them as well and learn something too, because we learn every day. I always tell people that Biggaton is 80% learnable and 20% teachable. The more I learn, the more I see me need to learn more. The more I learn is the more I decide to learn more. Yeah, man. So I always encourage people to always share this live. Always share the live. That's very important. Don't be mean with the information. Don't be stingy with the information. All right. So the topic today, we're talking about health, and we're talking about origin of words. So let's go into a little bit of the health, since it's early morning here in Jamaica. Because I'm in Jamaica. All right. It's after 9 o'clock. All right. People always say they think them can eat anything. Them think them can eat anything and be okay. Especially them think them can eat anything and then them go exercise. As there's also people in the religious arena always think they can just pray over them food, like bless them food and eat them food, and then they would be okay. And it's not like that. It is so far away from the truth, because we realize that in the religious arena, many people are sick. They have diabetes, they have arthritis, they have cancer. I mean, in all arenas, but just stick to the context. So we realize that as well. So it shows, it just never happened overnight. You might be young and you don't feel that way now, but it's not same day the leaf dropping out the water, it rotten. So sometimes it's not the same time when you eat the food. You might eat something when you're 3-year-old, and it's when you're 45-year-old, the things that you ate 42 years ago affect you. Yeah, that's how it works. So it is always essential to eat proper. And we're trying to bring this across to all the arenas, all sector, all arenas. We're talking about whichever culture you might find yourself into. Wherever you're on this flat earth here, wherever you're there on the planet. It is important to understand why food is essential. And why it is essential also to understand the origin of words. It is very essential to understand the origin of words. Why words are so important. Then how would that help? That would help in many ways. It helps in many ways. It helps in the way, now you understand where this word comes from. Then you'll get a better clearance what it meant in the original, by the people who originated, And I also want to make this declaration right now too. It is so funny or so sad that sometimes we lose the understanding that whatever knowledge we have, that whatever we read from other people, ancient people or people now, it is written by a man or a woman, gender-wise, and basically we weren't there when the person was writing. That's why we have even dictionaries, and these dictionaries is a group of people put these dictionaries together. These words that we know, whatever word you know, is people put the words together. It's mankind make words, and it's mankind make interpretation to words. All right, so we want to dive into some of that today. Some of the famous words that people use regularly, especially into the arena where we say known as religion. All right, so let's go into the vegetable of the matter. Let's go into let me give a little, this is the first time I'm doing this. So let me give a little background on Biggaton. Biggaton is a reggae artist and also a herbalist. I have 2 talents, and I try to use the 2 talents as equal to heal people in both platforms, both as a musician and both as a herbalist. All right, I'm from the parish of Manchester. That is central Jamaica. That's where we are right now, Mandeville, Jamaica, to be precise. Peace and wellness to your Gail. Welcome, Lady Anne. All right. On the music side, we have been around on the music side. We have 4 albums out there. We have 2 albums in Chinese and 2 other albums, and a lot of singles, 50 singles out there. And the herbalist side, we have been reversing. We have been reversing all type of ailments. All type of ailments. No matter what the ailment name, we have been reversing it successfully. And that's a good thing. All right? Yeah, man, that's a good thing. Now to the vegetable of the matter, as we declare. All right, so when you eat food that is good food, that we claim that is good food, when we eat food that we claim is good food, sometimes we're talking about rich food. And the food that I terminology as rich food are like processed food, like ice cream, cakes, baked stuff, biscuits, bun, you know. You know all the brands that you can mention out there. You know all the brands, all the fast food places, you know, that people always go to. You know, these are the food that people call rich food, you know, which is the wrong food. Which is the wrong food. You know, I know you hear that all the time. I know you hear that all the time. So it's the wrong food. Well, I still have to embrace it some more for you to understand and get the right understanding of it from the angle which we're going to take it from today. All right? I also realize that a person that either eat chicken, or a person that eat fish, or a person that eat pig, or a person that eats any form of animal, if you should give that person a knife and say to that person, say, hey, go kill a chicken. A chicken you want to eat? See a chicken there. See a fowl there, run down the fowl and kill the fowl. See him go run down the fowl and kill the fowl. Put the fowl on a paint pan or bucket and cut off the fowl head. And get some water, boil up and pick it and, you know, open up it and take out the tripe and clean out the fowl as how them that normally clean out the chicken. You know, they would not do it. Person that eat beef, if you should say to them, say, hey, go kill a cow. They wouldn't kill a cow. They would not kill a cow. See? Even fish, a person will eat fish. If you tell them, say a lot of people, you say to them, say, hey, yeah man, go catch your own fish. Go catch your own fish. Them not going to do it. Probably, they might say they don't have the time. You know, but they will see the cruelty behind what's happening. When you're not there seeing that cruelty, that murder that is happening to these animals that you want to partake in. So it affects the mind from evil right there. It affects the mind from evil right there. Andrew, peace and wellness to you, my brother. Welcome. So it affects the mind from evil right there. Right there, so. Just to how they murder the animals, them. To give to people, to consume. It starts to affect your mind from right there. And this is one thing people should always know as well. Whenever time you attack an animal, and the animal sense danger, including human as well, you excrete poison. Excreting poison is your natural defense. When the body excretes poison, it's your natural defense, especially for animal. Like, you know, you run down a dog, or you run down any animal I run down, even next animal, what them do is excrete poison and poison them entire body, and this goes into the tissues. And when this poison goes into the tissue, there's no way you can cook it out. No, you can't cook it out. So when you start to eat this animal, when you consume these animals on a regular basis, you start to act as the animal as well. You start to have that type of energy. You start to gain that type of energy from the animal. And that's one of my brethren always say, Biggaton, you can know when people name hugging you. Because when you talk to them, them always them always a sound like a pig, like a hog. You understand me? And these things are not plain words. It's real. It is real. Yet still, there are vegan products out there as well that is as equally bad as having meat. They are as equally bad too. A lot of vegan products out there. Tofu is one of them. Tofu is one of them for sure. You know? And there's a lot of other vegan products out there that is as equally bad. And even though some people not having meat, they might be having a lot of baked products or wheat flour or white flour, or even rye, or amaranth flour, even these flour, consuming them too much, still pace the body up. You know? Still pace the body up. So saying all that to let you understand, say, even though these are healthy foods sometimes, like the almond, the pumpkin seed, you know, the amaranth, the tofu, you know, all these are non-animal products. But they are still on a lesser level of a greater health. You're still on a lesser level of greater health. For the greater health, or for the greatest health overall, is to go back to the origin. And we are people of fruits. We are fruitarians. We are fruitarians. That's what we are. Well, as you all know, this is a temple of hope, and this is Mr. Vega's page. But I'm sitting in today. My name is Biggaton. Well, I'm sitting in at this session, and we're talking about health, food, how the food what we eat affect us, and also we're talking about origin of words. So that's what we're doing today. So if this is the first time here as well, please remember to share the live. It is very essential for us to share the live. Very, very essential to share the live. All right? And also you could send in your questions while we're here reasoning. Make the reasoning. Make me more comfortable the first time I'm on Vega's page, and I'm going to see me regular upon it too. You know? So make me comfortable, man. Sure. When you chat to me to look a bit. All right? And let the conversation flow. All right, so eating these foods it is still good when you're not sick. So you can have these vegan food, these red rice, this black rice, wild rice, you know. You can have the nuts, you know. You can all have these foods, but you must always remember the key food. And the key food is fruits. Yeah, we are fruitarians. Fruits have the most electrolytes. We are electric people. You hear this from a lot of herbalists as well. You hear this from Dr. Cash. You hear this from Elijah. You hear this from the great Dr. Sebi as well. You know, and so many other herbalists that is out there that is saying the same thing. And other people who are not herbalists but know this truth. Know this truth. All right? So fruits, we are fruitarians. Even vegetables like herbivores, animals that are herbivores. When you look at these animals created different. A herbivore animal has a longer trachea. Look on the cow, look on the donkey, look on the animals them that eat herbs. You know, the giraffe, all these animals that eat herbs, their trachea is much longer. You know, you have animals with 2 stomachs as well. We as a human, we design different. You know, even their teeth are different. You have animal out there that eat other animal as well. Other animal that eat animal as well. And you see the difference, you know, in the mouth. You see the difference in the body overall. So, I'm saying that to say, even vegetables, we as human, we eat vegetable because we're sick. We eat vegetable because we're sick. Even though I would recommend fruits and vegetable, but I would recommend more fruits, like 80% fruits and 20% vegetable. And when I'm talking about fruits, I'm especially talking about the berries. Especially talking about the berries. Welcome, Rima. Peace and wellness to you, my sister. Especially the berries. the blueberry, the blackberry, name the berries them. Those are the highest electrolytes, fruits that is out there. Highest for our health. Berries help us to regenerate all the organs that we have. You see, when we was a youth and used to cut off a lizard's tail. And if we should see that lizards grow back its tail. Peace and wellness to you, Delroy. Welcome, man. The lizards grow back its tail. What do you think the lizards grow back its tail? Yeah, it regenerate. They're telling us in the medical world that our limbs, our organs cannot regenerate, but that's not true. It's not true. It's because you're not eating the electric food 100%. I myself, I tried to eat raw. I went about 8 months already on raw food. I tried to do it for about 8 months. Myself and Muta Baruka. We tried. I went about 8 months. I'm not sure how long did he go. So what I try to do now, I try to balance myself basically. So sometime I will go raw. Sometime I will have a little cooked meal. And then also drink a lot of teas. A lot of minerals are in the teas. These plants full of mineral. Mineral is what your body wants. Your body is made from mineral. Your body is made from mineral. Your body is made from mineral. So, mineral is very important to the human being. You understand? Yes, this is a temple of hope. And we're hoping that you all will learn something today. For sure. Yeah. So, eating fruits with the highest electrolytes, it helps to rejuvenate the body. Eating vegetable will slow down the process. So it balances you back. Like, if a person is sick and you contact a skillful herbalist, and that herbalist put you on fruits for breakfast, fruits for lunch, along with sea moss, bladderwrack, dulse, kelp, all these plants from the sea as well. Then in the afternoon, the person will say, hey, you could have a salad, green with, all depending on how you want to make the salad, or the person will give you their recipe, their meal plan. It's just for you so you can even get some sleep. Because the fruits will definitely, when you just started out on it, it will definitely keep you up. It will give you that energy. When you just start, you might feel a little bit wanting to go back to having baked products. You might crave for sweets, but with the minerals from the plants, then you're cleaning out your body as well. You're cleaning out your body as well. So it is important, if you want to do a cleanse, do a good cleanse. Do one where clean out the colon, we clean the kidney, the liver, the spleens, we clean the pancreas, the one we clean all of the glands inside of the body. And skillful herbalists out there that have many products that are doing this. That is important for our development. So when people eat wrong, I'm all over, I'm all over. Don't worry, it's the same thing. Whenever time people eat wrong, them attitude is incorrect. Anytime I talk to people, I see them start to get upset. The first thing come in my head is that, the blood and the starch kick in. The blood and the starch kicks in. Yeah, that are the first thing I start to realize. And start to say, watch there. And the blood and the starch cause that, you know. Brothers and brothers are going to fight. Brothers and sisters are going to fight. Sisters and sisters are going to fight. You know, people, these topics are some of the topics where people are not interested in. Because it's not a pasa topic. It's not a topic where carry down an ex-brother or carry down an ex-sister. This is a topic to uplift you. This is a topic that is uplifting Biggaton. Seeing? And this is the level where we're supposed to be. This is the level where we're supposed to be at. Big up Brother Subi, aka Mr. Vegas, for giving me the opportunity to even come and talk about this and his life as well. I can see the free waterway that we speak of. I can see the clear mind. It's a glory. I can see that the information is going to reach where it's supposed to reach because of even this brother who gave me this platform, which is his platform. He could be here as well, and I could call in. But him said, no, Biggaton, we want the video. We want the video. We want you come on the live and talk it. We want the video. I'm going to say, all right, let's do it. No problem at all. No problem at all. All right? So it is totally important to have a clean body and a clean mind. And fruits does that all the time. A person could do a melon fast. I've done 5 days of melon fast the week before. And this week, last week, I've also done a few days, about 3 days, just eating melon. Just eating melon. In the afternoon, I might have one different little meat. I might mix it with mango, or I might have nestberry with it as well, because we're in Jamaica and there's a lot of fruits here. And me, man, I love my mango. I love my mango, and I'm not going to make my mango season pass, even though I do my melon fast. See? Even though I do my melon fast. You know? And I should also declare this. A lot of people, you know, some people are just like me, where we wear a turban, we refer to them as Bobo Shanti. You know? And they always hear that as a Bobo Shanti, there's certain foods that you must not partake in, like on the vine. Foods are on the vine. All right? And I don't subscribe to things you would say from a Roman perspective. No, I don't subscribe to things from a Roman perspective. No, I don't do that. So I don't go along to play along. I'm a free thinker. And I know the benefits of, for example, chocho. I know the health benefit of melon. You know, a lot of these foods that are on the vine are good food for the human body. Very good food. You know, these fruits rejuvenate the body. And because of the liquid content in them as well. So, now you're here. You know, because we don't want to subscribe to one way of thinking. And it is just a substitution of another person's way. So we don't want to subscribe to substitution. And I will explain that when I go into the other topic. All right? Yeah, man, definitely I will explain that when I go into the other part of the show. So is there any question? Most people, I know that you're here, and I appreciate your warm company. But, you know, you can ask any question in between time. No problem at all. No problem at all. Alright? You know, when you get questions, you make the show nice too, you know. You know, Cash, Delroy, Rima, Anjo, Lady Ann, Gail, and all the others that are here. Are there any questions at all? You know, we just want to make the show nice. We just want to make the show nice. Just want to make the show nice. Alright? There's one person that says that the blindest person is the person who see the truth and act blind to it. The person who see the truth, analyze the truth, and know that this is the truth, and act blind to it. That's the blindest person. Not even the man with eye pluck out is not as blind as the person who see the truth, analyze the truth, and see that it is factual, 100% factual, without a shadow of a doubt, and act blind to it. Yep, so that's the blindest person. I have my little clipboard to keep me, you know, not mixing up, going back, going forward, going back, going forward. So there's three parts. There's three parts. When you're eating food, there's three important things for you to know when you're eating food. When you're eating food, there's three important things to know. You want to know one, you want to know the nutrients that you're getting from that food. The nutrients that your body is getting from that food. You definitely want to know that. You want to know the nutrition value of the food. And now we have a super intelligent as herbalists or even as people. But then we might never have to know so much things about these food that we are consuming now. Because literally people go to the supermarket and just buy what them think is good for them. Or eat where your mother eat because your mother teach her if you cook that way. Or your father teach your father if you cook that way. Or your great-grandfather or your great-great-grandfather and great-great-grandmother coming right up, so everybody eating in the same channel. But we're realizing that everybody is having the same type of sickness in the same channel because they're eating the same way. So that's one of the things we have to change. We have to change the way how we eat. We have to change the way how we eat. If we don't change the way how we eat, if we keep sucking from the breasts of the slave master, or keep sucking from the breasts of the heads of state, or keep sucking from the breasts of big pharma, if we keep sucking from the breasts of these entities, you could never set yourself free. You will never set free. Because you will always be hungry when these people lock their food off. When they lock their food off, you're always hungry. Like, for example, I'm here in Jamaica. And I know that the berries are the highest in electrolytes. But there are only a few. We have raspberry. We have one they call hog plum berry. Hogberry. Is it hogberry or hog plum berry? You know, that one I hardly see it as well. But we have a few berries here. So what we do, we eat the berries them when we can get. But we have whole heap a ton of other fruits. Whole heap a ton of other fruits. Because wherever you are on this planet, wherever you are, there's a certain type of fruit grow in that zone that is important for you. Very, 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 very important for you. So it is always important for us to consume these fruits that is in the area. And if you're in an area where no fruit no grow there, well, consume the one that you get from your supermarket. People always say to me, say, Biggaton, these fruits are GMO. And I would say to them, said, yes, even when some of these fruits are GMO, it is still better than having no fruits at all. Nowadays we have a thing named juice extractor. Get yourself a juice extractor. Let me tell you 2 little tricks about foods that are GMO with a juice extractor and also vinegar. If you buy your fruits or you buy vegetables that are GMO, see, with probably a lot of herbicide and pesticide on them, what you do is when you go home, buy one of the white vinegar. White vinegar when they use to clean floor. Because that's what vinegar is made for. It's a cleaning agent. You're not supposed to consume that vinegar there. None at all. It's a cleaning agent. But one of the good things about it as well, it pull herbicides from fruits. If you buy your fruits and buy your vegetable and you want to make sure they are clean, in your kitchen, half your kitchen sink of water, or put in your fruits in the kitchen sink and your vegetable, and then cover it up with the amount of water that cover it up. Some of them will definitely float up. And then pour at least a cup or a cup and a half of white vinegar in it. And let it sit there for 40 minutes, even 1 hour. Let it sit there for even 1 hour. And what the vinegar does, it goes inside the fruit itself. Not down into the sugary part, not into the fructose of the fruit, but into the top version of the fruit. And it will pull the herbicide and pesticide out of the fruit. That's how one trick with vinegar do. And getting back your fruit into a good state. The other one is with the juice extractor. When you use a juice extractor to extract the fruits or your vegetable, none of that herbicide or pesticide will go into the juice. It all stays into the trash, and the trash goes one side. Yep. Never did know that. Now you know it. Well, this is the Temple of Hope. I'm sitting in for Subi, aka Mr. Vegas. My name is Biggaton. And today's topic, we're talking about health, and we're also going to origin of words. You know, these are important things to know. Yep. So that's 2 ways a person can, even the bad fruit, where them says GMO or a lot of herbicide or a lot of pesticide, they spray them. That is one way you can do a halfway cleaning and have it, and have the fruit. Also, just to let you know this, a person might out there and them have cancer or them have diabetes, especially diabetic people may I talk to. Your MD will always say to you that, hey, you cannot have fruits. And that is so far away from the truth. It is so far away from the truth. All right? Let me explain something. Fruits are known as, the sugar in fruits are known as fructose. All right? With fructose, these sugars are monosaccharide. That big word, it only sounds big. It's very basic. Monosaccharides meaning it's one channel, like you have your tape and you have mono and you have stereo. When a mono, it will come through one ears. You know, when you put in a stereo, you can hear it in both ears. Well, mono is just one. Saccharide is sugar. Sweet, sugar. So all fruits are monosaccharides, meaning it is one sugar. It is simple sugar. And it requires no insulin at all. No insulin at all for the fruit itself, for the sugar to go inside the cells. It requires no insulin. So whenever time a person eats, generally when you eat any food at all, outside of fruits, your body releases insulin. all right, to bring that food into the cell. With fruits, it doesn't require that. So there is no problem. You should have fruits. If you're a diabetic, you should have fruits. You don't want to be eating all one hand of banana with 12 finger big ripe banana pan it. You don't want to go eat one paint pan or one bucket of mango. You're not going to overdo it. All right? You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to overdo it. All right? So don't overindulge. Don't overindulge. You know? Don't overindulge. All right? What happened? Because these fruits can easily digest. Fruits can easily digest into the body. Fruits easily digest into the body. So it doesn't give the organs a lot of pressure. You know, pressure your organ. Like a person will eat a piece of chicken, or a person will eat a piece of roast beef, or a person will eat them baby back ribs. You know, these other animals you're having, it pressure the organs. Even when you're asleep, you have a nightmare, say cow run you down. You understand me? All type of something happen to you in your dream. You're wet. When you wake up, you sweat. You know why you sweat? Because your organs keep working. You know, rest your organs keep working. I try to break down the food while you are asleep. It even when you eat these heavy food like the dumpling, we as Jamaican, we love dumpling. We love bread. When we eat all them type of food, it make you feel luggy. You want to sleep. Because even that have to do with your adrenal. It weakens the adrenal. This type of food, this wrong food, weaken your adrenal. So you feel luggy, you have no strength. But I'm tired. You even drop asleep. It put you asleep. It put you asleep for breakdown. Them call it niggeritis. The food where you have put you asleep. Make you drop asleep. Because it's pressuring the organs. Just imagine if you wake up 8 o'clock in the morning. And when you wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, somebody put you on the road and say, keep running. And while you keep running from 8 o'clock in the morning and you're going back to your bed, say 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, you're running for 12 hours. You would probably be a dead person. So why is it you want to work your organs so hard? You keep working the organ, they keep working. So, you know, when you're asleep, it work. You wake up and sweat. You wonder how you're tired, so. You know, you wonder how you're tired, so. The wrong food where you eat, we have to change the food. We have to change the food. We have to change the food. And don't wait till it's too late. Now is the time we have to change the food. In Jamaica, you have jelly water. Jelly water is so important. Peace and wellness to you, Daniel. Jelly water is so important. Very, very, very important. Very, very important for us to have. Jelly water is electrolyte. Matter of fact, the water is known as plasma. The water is plasma. That's why people say when you drink jelly water, you wash off your heart. Well, no water can go to your heart like that. You have to go through the correct channels. But the reason why is because the jelly water is plasma and our blood is made from plasma. So it is one of the fastest water to rejuvenate, to remake the blood. Coconut water is one of the fastest water to rejuvenate the blood. So it is important to have that type of water as well. It is plasma. All right? It is plasma. Sometimes people say, Biggaton, give us an idea of how should we eat. Could we mix starch with vegetables? Should we mix starch with protein? Should we mix, you know? And I would say to them, there is a simple way out. Very simple way out when having your food. Very, very simple way out when having your food. One of the simple way out when having your food The easy digestive food, for example, the fruits, and let's say vegetable, which takes a longer time to digest. Vegetables do take a longer time to digest than fruits. The one that takes longer to digest, have that one last. Have that one last. So the one that goes into the body much faster, have that one first. So have your fruits first. Then like a 1 hour after, 40 minutes after, then you can have your vegetable. So always have a simple one that goes in first before you have your vegetables. All right? Sometimes people might have their protein, that what they call protein is amino acids. In the medical world, it is known as amino acid. You know, these amino acids, you might find them in grains as well. You know, other people try to have them in meat, which we don't subscribe to. None at all. You understand? We don't subscribe to that. But let me show you what happened. When you eat, say you eat some dumpling or some rice and peas. And when you eat the rice and peas, say you go and have some fruits. After you eat your rice and peas, say you go and have some fruits after, like a 30 minutes after or so. You know what happened? Because that rice and peas still in the processing point, it no digest yet. It will take hours to that happen. Now you have the fruit that is easy to digest on top of the food that is hard to digest. It is going to stay there and even rancid. And did you know that when that fruit becomes rancid on top of the food, which is hard to digest, like your protein or your starch, if you are a driver of a car and you don't drink alcohol, because of the rancid state of the fruits, a policeman can stop you and do, for example, what them call the test when them like an alcohol test. I don't remember the term right now. You know, that test where them can test you if you're drinking and find alcohol in you. Listen what I just said. If you eat your protein and then you're going to have fruits after, the protein will take so long to digest, to go through the digestive system, that the fruits are going to stay on top and they're going to fermented. And a police can test your breath, breathalyzer. A police can test your breath and find alcohol in it because the fruit is there on top, fermented. So it is always important to eat the foods them we digest fastest first. Fruits first, vegetable after, like an hour after. And those that partake in their proteins can have their protein way after. So those are two basic, simple terms in foods. All right. So this is a Temple of Hope, and I am Biggaton sitting in for my brother Subi, aka Mr. Vegas, and we're talking about health and how food affect you. How food affect you. You know, how food affect you. We just want to stay away from the general thing that you hear every day. This is an enlightened program. I want to stay away from those general things that you hear every day. You know, we are trying to give you another step, another level up from just the basic level. All right? All right. I haven't seen any form of question as yet. I want to salute everyone that is out there that is listening and this live. You know, enough love, enough respect every time. As I say, my name is Biggaton. If you never know, you know now. All right. We can still talk about fruits, but I want to go now into origin of words. or at least some words, some of the words in what we use regular. At least some of the words in what we use regular. At least where you might hear and fear. You know? And wrong eating as well. You know? They play, before I even go into that, I want to say this. You know why governments of the world, different governments in different regions of the world, encourage their citizens, encourage the populace to eat like pig? They always say the government them promote pig, for them people to eat pig or to eat meat overall. It's because whenever time people eat meat, they know scientifically, they know that people that consume meat are easy to control. Easy to control. Very easy to control. Very super easy to control. Proven, tested, and continually working for these governments. They know that. Alright? Them know that. So that is why them promote. For example, if Europe on a whole, the number one meat in Europe overall, it's pig. Them have pig in everything. I've been to Europe many times. Many times. And I went into the supermarkets there. I've been to actually every city, or not city, every country in Europe. Every country in Europe. I think I went to every country in Europe already. I can recheck that, but I think so. And these supermarkets that I went to, you will see they even have potato, but potato with pork, potato with chicken. So you might can't afford to buy a piece of chicken, but you can buy a chicken potato. Or you can buy a pork potato. Or you can buy a piece of scallion with pig scallion. So they genetically engineer and take the organs, the tissues from the animal and put it into the plants. Because of what? It's control. It's to dumb you down. So you can't rise. So you can't rise. Basically, it's that. That's what food does. Remember, you are what you eat. Remember, you are what you eat. Always remember that you are what you eat. Always remember that you are what you eat. All right. So, that's that. Let's move on to some words. And as we say, we can come back if something coming on my head, popping on my head. Because sometimes I become discombobulated, like so much things in my head. So much things in my head that, you know, if I not jot it down like how I have my piece of notebook right here, I'll be all over. I'll be all over. I'll be all over. And we don't want it that way. We don't want to show that way. This is the first time I think probably Vegas opened his platform to someone. I'm not sure. You out there who are his loyal followers, you might know different. But if this is the first time, it is the first time for Biggaton. All right? And I'm happy for it. Definitely. All right? All right. Sometimes you hear the word hell. Let's go into this. The word hell. H-E-L, hell. This is the time I think you should you should have get your pen already. And you should have get your notebook already. Long time. All right? One of the words were fearful to people, where people fear. That's why them even got into these different, gravitate to different religion. Why people might gravitate to different religious practice. One of the main word is because them don't want to go to hell. Them don't want to burn up and dead. In a hell. See? So we are going to go to the etymology of some of these catchphrases and these words. All right? The word hell is a misnomer. It is a misnomer. It's a misspelling from a word known as hell, which is H-E, hell. Or it's a Hebrew word known as Hades. It comes from the Hebrew word Hades. So where is this place? Where is Hades? Because it's a place. Shiloh. In Jerusalem, they would say Shiloh. Shiloh is the same word we are talking about. We are talking about the word one known as Hell. So it is coming from a word named Hades, which is them says a Hebrew word, which is Sheol, which means the valley of burning fire. That's what it meant. The valley of burning fire. Well, there's a place in Jerusalem known as Hinnom or Hinnom, whichever pronunciation you want to give to it, which is on the outside of the city of Jerusalem, still there today. If you have friends in Jerusalem, you can call them up and ask them. Or one day you could go and visit yourself. I've been to Israel. Yep. All right. So this place, it is known as a rubbish dump. Like in Jamaica here, we have our dump in Riverton, and sometimes you see the dump, people might arson, they might catch a dump of fire. Well, that place I'm telling you about, where the word Hades or Sheol come from, it is always on fire. It is where they take the rubbish from the city of Jerusalem and burn. That's where the dump is. That's where the dump is. The valley of great fire. Hades. The spelling to the word, the origin where the word comes from is Haydes. Haydes. That's where the word hell comes from. So the catchphrase now. So it is a city, and it's a place where people dump rubbish in a Jerusalem, and it is always on fire. Always on fire. It's burning. It's a valley of burning fire. A lot of these ancient, when you do history, say for example the first century of religion, you will understand that a lot of people who did not subscribe to the way of the regular thinker that time, they would take them there and burn them as well. Burn them, burn you and burn your family there. That's hell. That is real hell. But it's not a place where when you die, you're gonna go to somewhere known as hell, where there's a person or there's a spirit person known as Satan or the devil there. Hell also, as I say, is a misnomer for Hel, who is a goddess. Hell is a goddess. She's the goddess of the underworld. Hel is the goddess of the underworld. And this now comes from the Vikings, the terms of the Vikings. So you can check this too. All what I'm saying here, you can rewatch this live. You could check this information that I'm giving to you and verify it for your own self. Whatever thing me say, from the food to what I am, to where I'm at now, you can verify this information. It is there for all of us to go and verify. So there's a goddess known as Hel in the Vikings' understanding. And she's the goddess of the underworld. Because she's the goddess of the underworld, when a person transcended, or would I say when somebody dead, and then bury the person gone to the underworld. So the person gone to meet, gone to be with the goddess Hel, or the person gone to hell. So when you bury a person, basically it's like the person gone to hell. because hell is the goddess of the underworld. These are where these catchphrases come from. Even there is another catchphrase that says, as hot as hell. Or you go burn up in a hell. Well, the burn up in a hell come from where the Hades, which is the valley of burning fire. Right there in the outskirts of the city of Jerusalem. See? Literal thing we are talking about. But them put these catchphrases to put fear into you. So there's no need to be afraid of hell. No need to be afraid of hell. Or even think that when you died, you're going to meet one place named hell, or go meet one spirit person who are going to burn with you in a hell. No, that's not factual truth. Check the origin of the word. The origin of the word. That's what we're clarifying here. All right? So the catchphrase now to say as hot as hell is that when the ancient saw that the sun was at its highest point or its highest peak, it's very hot. Very hot. When the sun midday, like from about say 11 o'clock to about 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 10 to 2 or the midday point there. Where we say 12 o'clock, we say, yo, the sun red. The sun hot. So what happened? When the sun sets in the afternoon, they say the sun gone to the underworld. And if the sun was so hot in the midday, now that it is in the underworld, it must be as hot as hell, or it must be hot in hell. These are where the catchphrases come from because of hell, the goddess of hell, and the hotness of the sun, the time at that time. Yep. That's where it came from. That's where it came from. And what I'm saying, factually truth can be proven. I never write it. And as we declare in the beginning, from the very get-go of this show, that sometime we must all realize that the ancients put this information there. All written information. But it is what I subscribe to is what I can literally prove. That's how I live my life. That's why I deal with respect. That's why I deal with love. That's why I deal with tolerance. That's why I deal with patience. That's why I deal with virtue. These are the things that carry me through. Now, so sometimes I might not get upset. Yes, I do get upset. Many times. But we still understand ourselves. Knowing yourself, that's the ultimate key. Let's look at another word. So that's the word hell. From where you get Helena. Don't want even to go into that. Or even helmet. Even helmet. Even the word helmet. To bury your head under. To bury your head under with a helmet. Check it. Alright? There's another word that people use regularly, especially in the religious arena. Hear people speak of the Star of David. You know, the Star of David. You hear about the Star of David all the time. Well, the Star of David is two triangles intertwined to form a hexagon. It is two triangles intertwined to form a hexagon. All right? And that star originally goes back to the land of Canaan, which today they call Israel. Peace and wellness to you, Pearl. I'm not sure if there's people typing anything at all, but I am not seeing it on my side. I don't know. I'm only seeing when like someone comes on. But if there's anyone typing, I'm not sure. I'm not seeing any questions. I'm not seeing any typing at all. None at all. I'm not seeing it. So if you're typing and you're not seeing me reading anything at all, I apologize for that because I not see it from my side. So the Star of David, which is on the US $1 bill as well. It make up that whole little cluster of star. You know, the same Star of David where many people in the Rastafari culture, we talk about David's star, or even David, which in fact and in truth, there was not even such a person whatsoever. There was no person whatsoever known as David. Nope. Never. In the real. But let's stick to the point. We'll come again to discuss more into Bible. Today we are dealing with food and we are dealing with origin of some of these words that we use regularly on a day-to-day basis. Alright? To give you just a little more enlightenment to the terms them. So the Star of David is 2 hex. In the ancient practice of the Canaanites people, the Phoenicians and the Canaanites people, when, say for example, I buck up my brethren, I am walking right now, I buck up my brethren. I buck up my brethren right now. Seeing, I would probably greet him, blessed love, or you know, you might shake a person's hand, or whichever way how you greet someone. What they would do back then in Canaan, when they buck up a new person, see each other, they would draw, like one person would draw one triangle, and the next person would, you know, use their stick and put another triangle into intertwining that triangle. And then they would have a Star of David, which is the star of Saturn. And Saturn is very important to understand. Saturn, alien brotherhood. It is important for you all to understand about that as well. Most of the practices in religion came from that. Most of the laws from government is understanding Saturn. Yep. So Saturn, the star of Saturn is the same star that people is calling the Star of David. The same star they're calling the Star of David is originally the Star of Saturn. So that's where it comes from. Nothing spiritual about it. Nothing holy about it. Well, the only thing holy about most of these stories is that them full of hole. That's the only holy thing about many of these stories. Are what we have today. Many of the stories that we have today, the only thing holy about them are full of hole. Them are leak. And we are in the Aquarian age. We're in the Aquarian age where knowledge, that man with the pitcher of water, that knowledge is flowing. And it's not waiting on you. It's not waiting on you. Nope. It's not waiting on you. Not one bit. Not one bit. So, as we declare, whatever thing we say here, we're responsible for it. All right? And it can be proven without a shadow of doubt. All right? Let's look at another popular word. Another popular word is known as church. A lot of people talk about church every day. You will hear them say, boy, I go to church, or I used to go to church. Like us in Jamaica here, how they grew us up. Then grew up on Hagan Church. Then grew if you name a whole heap of pig. And then grew if you go church. That's how they grow us up here in Jamaica. Hagan Church. Most Jamaican will tell you. Say, yeah man, we used to go to church, you know. Or yeah man, we used to eat pig, you know. Or yeah man, pig are the nicest meat. When I used to eat meat, like 26 years ago, 25, 26 years ago, when I used to eat meat, pig was the sweetest meat. That's true. For me, it was the sweetest meat. It's the first meat I stopped eating because I know it is so controlling. When I start to wake up, when I start to rise, that's the first meat I have to cut loose because it is so controlling. Yep. So a Hagan church and grew up on. So where we say where we live, we're not pretty up nothing. Alright? Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome one and all. This is the Temple of Hope. Biggaton here sitting in for Subi, aka Mr. Vegas. I want to say enough respect goes out to all that I see online. Pearl, Peace and Wellness. Daniel, Peace and Wellness, Buzzrock. Heather, yeah man. Delroy, Rima, Anjo, Lady Ann, Gail, Dr. Cash, Devon Wilson. No, Williams. Devon Williams, Peace and Wellness. And all those who I'm not seeing their name right now, give thanks. Yeah man, this is Biggaton. So the word church, C-H-U-R-C-H. The word church comes from a Scottish word known as kirk. K-I-R-K. Write it down. Research it. Watch this video again over and over. Try to get into understanding terms, catchphrases, words where they originate, and your life would be much better. I'm telling you. From the eating of correct foods, fruits, vegetables. Yeah, now and then you will definitely have your little starch here and there. You know, and you want your amino acids to get them from your grains. You know, you don't have to eat the second-hand amino acid. You don't have to eat the meat to get that acid. In which, you know, because acid inside of your body already, you know. The acid inside of your body already to break down that food as well. Alright? So, the word church comes from a Scottish word known as kirk. K-I-R-K. In Scotland, they would say, let's go to the kirk. While we would say, let's go to the church. But Scottish church, Scottish kirk, is coming from the Latin word "circe." So in Latin, it would be Mother Circe. So in English here, we have Mother Church. In Scotland, it would be Mother Kirk. In Latin, it would be Mother Circe. And the Mother Circe is coming from another earlier one, which is Greek, which is known as Mother Circe. What Mother Circe does, Mother Circe trick you. In the story of Mother Circe, what Mother Circe does is to trick people, is to come into her house. She tricked people to come into her house. And whenever Tanya goes into her house, she locked that door behind you. And whenever time she's hungry, then she turn you into animal and feed off you. She eat you. That's where it's coming from. It's the same thing today. The church is doing the same thing. The church convince you to come into the church. They put that fear into you. They put the fear into you. You don't want to die and go to hell. You have to give 1/10 of your savings. You know? So you're living in fear. And they feed you the food of fear. So the church is living off you. Church is consuming you. Whenever time the church is hungry, the church has to feed. So that's the origin of the word church, where a lot of people, pastors on top of pastors, people on top of people, generations, we use this term loosely, church, and have no idea about Mother Cersei. That brings Mother Circe. That brings Mother Kirk. That brings Mother Church. That's where it's coming from. That's right there it's coming from. All right. Another term. Let's look on this word. Court. Court. A lot of people frightened to death when they hear say them have to go to the court. When you hear say you have to go a court. When you hear say you have to go a court, trust me, a problem. No one wants to go to the court. See? Especially in this. I'm picking my words because Vegas know and Biggaton myself know. This platform, we don't own it. And we're using it to do a great job. So we have to use a certain term. I have a lot of, on my platform, I have a lot of written letter from the owner of this platform or their team about the terms that I should use on my show. At least four different times. And I know it is the same with Subi. So we want to pick the words them correctly. Yeah. So when you go to this Masonic court that we have, currently that's what we have. All right? That's what we have currently. When you get a subpoena to go to the court, when you get a summons, that would I say, when you get a summons to go to court, you're frightened to death, you're so nervous, you're so panicky. It's like, oh, I'm going to die. You see me? Well, the word court, before I even say that, you notice you play football or you play basketball on a basketball court. You play netball on a netball court. You know, court are basically a place where you play a game. It is basically a place for games. Basically a place for games. And yes, you getting a subpoena to go to the court, it is a game. It's two sides. You have your side and you have the other party side. You will always have the judge there as a referee. The judge is a referee. And that referee sits on the bench. Yeah, the judge sits, what the judge sits on, the chair where the judge sits on is known as the bench. Bench, the origin of bench is bank. Father Richie, Peace and Wellness Deal, welcome. The judge sits on the bench, which is known as the bank. So even when you're charged for a murder, and you have to go to the court, money you have to go spend. Money have to spend. Most of these terms, to understand these terms, these catchphrases and these terms, there's a law dictionary, because this information We want to share it. I want people to be enlightened. We don't have to come do this live all the time with the same thing. We want to move up the notches real fast. There is a book or a dictionary known as Black's Law Dictionary. You can get it online. Black's Law Dictionary. If you get the 5th edition, because they have a lot of edition, but the 5th edition is the one with that is less polluted, or I would say it was one of the original one, then at the original state. The 5th edition, Black's Law Dictionary, in the 5th edition. Or you could also try to understand the law of water. The law of water is maritime. Marine, water, maritime law. If you understand maritime law, then these phrases, you will definitely understand them. I went to California. Let me give you a little history. I went to California to check some of my brethren. These people were white people as well. And I went there and I linked them. And they were showing me, that is when I was doing the studies about maritime law, how it works. They were showing me exactly how it works. And one of them get a subpoena for speeding. And he said, Biggaton, it's a perfect time you're here. We're going to show you how we deal with this physically. And I went, I go to the court with them, and when the bailiff called the name, like they would say, Mr. Kevin Roy, and my friend stood up and said, that sounds like my name. Can I see the delegation? Can I see the document that is written? Let me see the documentation where that name depend. That's the person, them call the person name. So Kevin Roy get up and say, that sounds like my name. He never say it is his name, and he said, it sounds like my name. Can I see the delegation? Don't be afraid to talk in the court. It's a game. And when they bring the delegation to my brethren, to Kevin Roy, they bring Kevin Roy is my name, I'm just calling my friend Kevin Roy. When they bring the delegation to him, he said to them, well, yeah, it sounds like my name, but it is not my name. Because my name starts with capital letter and finish out with common letter, which is in the law, starting the name with capital letter and ending out with starting with capital letter, ending out with common letter, it means your flesh and blood. You, yourself, your flesh and your blood, responsible for this. But in the delegation, his name was all written in all capitals. So no, that's not me. Because all capital is the second you that the system creates. So you have you, the individual, and then the system creates a second you, which is the capital. So any government documents you have, right now, those who are listening, you might have your driver's license beside you. You might have a letter from the government beside you. You might have your passport beside you. These documents, if you look on your name, they are all in full caps. Because you are a corporation that was created by the government. All right? So we're not going too much into maritime law today. I'm just giving you an example so you can understand where these terms came from and what it meant. So don't be afraid of the court. Understand it's a game. Understand the game and know the place of game. All right? Another word that we can look on is license. You hear a person say, boy, I get my license, I get my driver's license. Or I get his license to have a church. Because every person that, and I am not against the church, but we are using the terms that we know regularly and how it affects us, because sometimes we think what is spiritual is you would say physical, and we mix them up, we try to intertwine them, we try to plait them together, and they are different. So that's what causes the confusion and the mix-up. All right? So, even when a person married, the person who carried the ceremony out, that pastor have to have a marriage license. And if you want to separate yourself out of that marriage, you have to go to the court. So it is religion and government. Religion and government. All the religious thinkers from ancient, they were always represented as the God. All the ancient religious concepts, they were always represent the pastors, the head of the church, the priests, they were always represented as God. Just as how we have the Pope. You know, I'm coming right back to license, but just let me explain. You know, these people all have to have license. A license is a permission. So for you to have a church, you have to have that license. You have to have that permission. It's not something you get from, quote unquote, your God. You don't work that way. And when you want to separate, it's not God who will separate you. When you join together, it's not God who will do it neither. It's the pastor with the license have to do it. And it's the court have to make the separation. You have to play that game in the court. You have to throw the ball over on that side and let them play back the ball on this side. So what you have to say and make them say what them have to say. That's the game. That's it. Nothing to worry, nothing to stress yourself out. It's not for you to pressure yourself and say, oh my God, I'm going to the court. Oh God, jail. Oh God, we are so afraid of jail and prison. People is and dying. People is so afraid of dying. I never see this. I never see this when I was born. No, trust me. I never see this before. Never. People afraid for dead in a man. You never choose to born. And yet still, you're afraid for dead. Come on, my people, man. Come on, man. According to the Gregorian calendar, this is 2020. Seen according to the Gregorian calendar. And we're still there afraid over dead, man. Eh? That's why a lot of people don't want to be healthy, you know. Yeah, a lot of people don't want to, because them say, Biggaton, I'm soon dead, you know. I'm soon dead. Sign of nothing. You know? You should never be afraid of dying. Because you can't stop it. Just as how you never choose to born. You can't stop it. You are here. Are you ready? Just do all the good you can. Whenever you can, however you can, wherever you can. So license is permission. It comes from the word permission. You have to have that permission granted by the state. The state have to give you that permission. And I mentioned a word known as Pope earlier. Pope, that term means the door of hidden secret. Like the word occult. Sometimes you hear people say, oh, I listen to Vegas show a few times. You know, as from I start to tune in and I see people in the texting that he's an occult and stuff. Well, occult is, the origin of the word occult means hidden secret. So it's not a bad word. It's not bad. And he's bringing that light forward. He's bringing that light forward. He's bringing that light forward. So yes, nothing is wrong. Occult means hidden. And whatever is hidden, he's trying to push it up so more people can see. More people can see. You know, but light, whenever time somebody shine the light in your face. If, for example, if you're asleep right now, in a dark room, and I come there with a flashlight, and I turn on the flashlight, and I shake you to wake you, and push your flashlight in your eye, the first thing you're going to do is turn your face away from the light. That's the first thing you will do. Turn your face away from the light. And probably if you're a Jamaican, you cuss too bad out too. What you worrying it, turn not you shine the bright light in my face, man. You want me blind? That's what you would say. Or if you're not cursing any bad word, you just say, you want to blind me, man? Take the damn light out of my face. You want to blind me? You know, see me asleep. Well, it's the same thing the light does. Truth, which is light. It's the same thing. When you hear the truth, the first thing you want to shun it. It's too bright. It's too brilliant. You can't accept it. You cannot accept it. None at all. You can't accept it. So the word Pope is the door. Pope is the door to the hidden secret. That's the way the word Pope come from. And it is so funny. Listen how they play on words. You have the cardinals. Cardinal is the hench. The word cardinal is the hench. What's a hench? A hench is what you put the door on so the door can swing. When you open my door, use my hand as a door and use this finger as the hinge. The door is always on the hinge. So when you open the door, it can swing left or right, in or out. Cardinal. Cardinal comes from the term hinge. So the cardinal always is the hinge that holds the door to the secret. You see, the cardinals are the hinge. The Pope is the door to the secret. Wow. When you understand words, when you know where words, the origin of words, it make you free. It make you free. It make you happy. It make you happy. You know, you understand the game. You see the game. You know the story. You understand the story a million times over. I was not checking on the time. I wasn't checking on the time. But we're not even start yet. And I'm not going to OD today. We're going to get it another time. I'll be here many times over. I can guarantee you that. Because we have so much to talk about. From religion to politics. Alright? Because we don't follow along with the general subscriptions that is out there. No. No. We don't do that. We don't do that. None at all. We don't do that. None at all. That's not our way. Alright? That's not our way. Yeah. Let's look on another word. Let's look on another word known as graduation. Graduation. Or graduate. The word graduate is two words put together. It's two words, graduate. It's two words put together. Gradually, indoctrinate. So graduation or graduate comes from gradually, indoctrinate. That's where the word comes from. Gradually, indoctrinate. So whenever time you graduate from any of these systems you graduate from, it is because they said, yes, you are now qualified because you are gradually indoctrinated. You are now indoctrinated into what we want you to believe. Not knowing, but to believe. And nothing is wrong with that. You should go through the system and get your graduate. Elisha, peace and wellness to you, my brother. Another powerful herbalist. Remember I mentioned his name earlier. I mentioned this herbalist name earlier and Dr. Cash earlier. These are two other herbalists that is powerful. Yep. Very powerful herbalists. Welcome, my brother. Yep. So the word graduate is to gradually indoctrinate. Comes from two words. Gradually and indoctrinate. That is why when you're graduating from, say, a university or a college, and college again comes from the College of Cardinals. You know, these terms that they use, the College of Cardinals, you know, normally when you graduate with the Marta board. The Marta board where you graduate with, it's Masonic. Check into it. So they gradually indoctrinate you. Seen? Yep. When you graduate from say a university, you always get that them call it now, that scroll, that scroll, not the paper, that scroll that you get, it is from wool skin. You know, you could go online when the show is over and check it out. Like if you have a doctorate or you're a scientist or one of these, you know, you graduate from Harvard or whichever university you want to graduate from, the thing they gave you in your hand, it is always from the skin of it's wool. It's animal skin. And why is it animal skin? That is the term because you have been gradually indoctrinated. Now they're fully putting the wool, pull the wool over your eye. That's where it comes from, to pull the wool over your eye. That's why doctors follow the system in health world. They follow the system. They're following the system. So they might not know anything of nutrition. They don't. Your doctor will tell you that this cannot, the C word, we cannot see, we cannot, you know, I can't use that word, but you're listening, you know, the C word. And it's a 4-letter word, C with U, R, and E. They say they can't do that. And they are correct. That's what the system teach them. They don't know outside of that. All right? But the plants are there for all reversal. All reversal, all ailments can be reversed. So you get that sheepskin. That's where the term came from, pulling that wool over the eye. So now you have to follow along with the system. You have that doctor don't want to lose his license because he won't be able to pay his bills. So he just follow along with the system, or she just follow along with the system. It's a beautiful thing, man, to understand. Even the word understand. You know, many people out there, you know, will say, it's not understand, you know, I don't understand. You know, I hear many Rastaman would say, I don't understand. Rich Rast, peace and wellness to you, my brother. Welcome, long time. You know, I don't understand. Well, you know, we can say that. Nothing is wrong. But the word understanding, what you're doing, where it came from, is that, like right here where I'm living, you can see the ceiling and the top. It's like I'm standing under the foundation of what is on top of this. So I'm seeing what it is made of. It is good to test the integrity of things and see the integrity. This is what we're lacking in. We're lacking into testing the integrity of the words we hear. We're looking into testing the integrity of what our medical practitioners told us or tell us. We fail to test the integrity of what the government say to us. We fail to test the integrity of what religion tell us. We should test these integrity, test the words, know the origin of the words, know why, explain why, where it comes from, what does it mean. That's the salvation for you. Knowing the origin of words will set you free. Well, this is Biggaton, and I'm here sitting in for Subi, aka Mr. Vegas, and the Temple of Hope this Sunday morning here in Jamaica. It has been a lovely show, and it's my first time doing something like this. Vegas just say, yo, come in, man. I'm going to say, all right, my brother, no problem at all. Let's do it. All right, and I am sure we're going to have more of this. I've only talked about 7 to 10 words. Millions of words are out there, but I'm just enlightening you on a few. I want to come on and talk about signs. Signs that we see every day at the gas station, at the place of where we shop. You know, symbols. You know, you see a joint on a wall, or in Las Vegas, or in Germany, or in China, or one of the good thing is when you can synchronize what you learn. Syncretism is important. Syncretism is important. So that's where different languages come into play. So that's very important. Dale Brown, peace and wellness to you. Well, I am not seeing anyone writing any questions or saying anything from my anger. Probably something would need to set up. We're not sure yet. I think this is the first test. So coming on another time, we'll definitely organize and get it right. All right? So now is the time for us to move from quarreling with each other. Now is the time for us to elevate with each other what we learn. I don't know everything. No one person knows everything. We learn from each other. I'm no brighter or no more intelligent than my brothers and sisters. Not even 1 cell more. Nope. Nor 1 cell less. Nope. But we can remind each other, because some of us will do a different study. And you can remind me of what you know. I can remind you of what I know. And we build and move forward together. All right? So love yourself some more. Respect yourself some more. And check the integrity of things. Stand under the foundation of what you know. Of what you know. So when you understand it, it not go fall down upon you. Even within Rastafari, I can speak. Most of the things are only substituted. Not all Rastas. But most of the things are just substitutions from the Christian religion. And just substitute out names. But we'll go into that another time in another show. All right? As we say, we'll be here many times. I also do my live, which is straight health we talk about. All right? But on this show, whatever Subi or Mr. Vegas, you might know him as, Axe, will definitely come and share. You know, and we're not master of any of these topics. We just research a lot, read a lot, study a lot. and can pass on that information to the public. All right? So it was great being here and the Temple of Hope for the first time. One love. Do all the good you can whenever you can, wherever you can. Stay strong. Remember, the fruits are the ultimate. The fruits have the highest electrolytes, the highest electrolytes for the human consumption. Fruits digest fast. So these are what we should consume daily. Try and put yourself into a 80-20%. So you have one cooked meal for the day. Try that. One cooked meal for the day. So your dinner cook. But in the morning, fruits. In the afternoon, for lunch, fruits. You understand? Sea moss, the sea plants. Give your body the minerals that it needs. Teas, the minerals from the plants. You know, we need these plants. This is important. Without we are on that path, it is hard, super hard for us to rise. Very hard for us to rise. Because eating flesh will make you become stagnant. Stagnation. We don't need that, all right? Clean up. Do some cleanse. All right? All right. So peace and wellness to you all. I'll see you another time around. One love. Salute. Subi, it's Vegas. One love. Elisha, peace and wellness to you. Daniel, peace and wellness to you. Dr. Cash, peace and wellness to you. Yeah, man. Dale, Rima, Andrew, Lady Ann, Gail. Yeah, man. One love. I'll see you all another time. Blessings.